Ever wonder how cybersecurity experts prepare for a pen test? It all begins with something called exploitation preparation. Now, exploitation preparation isn't just a fancy term. It's a vital first step in the world of penetration testing, a chess game where the cybersecurity expert is constantly trying to outmaneuver and outthink potential attackers. It's the groundwork, the blueprint, that determines how the rest of the pen test will unfold. Without thorough exploitation preparation, even the most experienced cybersecurity professionals can miss vital vulnerabilities in a system. It's akin to building a house without a foundation. You can decorate it as beautifully as you like, but without that solid base, it's only a matter of time before it comes crashing down. The process of exploitation preparation involves several key steps, each as crucial as the last, beginning with reconnaissance, moving into scanning and enumeration, vulnerability analysis, exploitation, and finally, post-exploitation and reporting. In this video, we'll delve into the steps of exploitation preparation, making it easy for you to understand and appreciate this critical phase in pen testing. The first step in exploitation preparation is reconnaissance. This phase is all about gathering information like a detective meticulously piecing together clues. But instead of a crime scene, our focus is the target system. We're not just looking for the obvious, we're delving deep, hunting for the hidden intricacies and vulnerabilities that could offer a gateway for exploitation. Reconnaissance is like assembling a puzzle without an image reference. Each piece of information, whether it's about the system's architecture, installed software, or network infrastructure, could be the crucial piece that reveals the full picture. Why is this step so critical? Well, imagine trying to navigate a labyrinth in the dark. Without a map, you'd simply be stumbling around, hoping for the best. In the world of cybersecurity, hope isn't a strategy. The reconnaissance phase is our map, illuminating potential paths to exploitation. Without thorough reconnaissance, a pen tester is like a soldier going into battle blind. Once the reconnaissance is complete, the next step is scanning and enumeration. This phase is all about getting a detailed picture of the target system. It's like peering through a digital keyhole, trying to understand what's on the other side. The first part of this step involves scanning. Here, we're looking for open ports and services. Think of ports as doors into a building. Some doors are locked while others are wide open. By identifying open ports, we get a sense of the potential entry points into the system. Then we move on to enumeration. This is where we gather valuable information such as user accounts, server details, and network shares. It's like a digital treasure hunt, but instead of gold, we're after data that can help us understand the target better. The objective here is to get a comprehensive picture of the target's layout. Scanning and enumeration gives us a map of the target system, highlighting potential points of entry. With a map in hand, the next step is to find the weak points, or in other words, conduct a vulnerability analysis. This process is akin to a treasure hunter who, armed with a detailed map, now needs to locate the spots marked with an X. Vulnerability analysis involves identifying security loopholes in the system. Imagine the system as a fortress with multiple gates, windows, and secret passages. Our job is to find the ones that are left unguarded or weakly fortified. To do this, we employ a range of tools designed to probe and test the system, and databases that contain a wealth of information about known vulnerabilities. These databases, like the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures or CVE, are continuously updated with new information about potential weaknesses. By cross-referencing our findings with these databases, we can highlight the weak spots in the system. This process is meticulous and requires a keen eye for detail. A successful vulnerability analysis will give us a list of potential ways to exploit the system. Now comes the exciting part, exploitation. Exploitation, the fourth step in the pen testing process, is where we take all the information we've gathered through reconnaissance, scanning, enumeration, and vulnerability analysis, and use it to our advantage. It's the stage where we leverage the identified vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access to the system. But let's be clear here, the aim isn't to wreak havoc or cause harm. On the contrary, our intention is to expose weaknesses in the system's defenses in a controlled and ethical way. This enables organizations to take corrective measures, bolster their security, and make their systems more robust. In exploitation, each vulnerability becomes a potential gateway. We might exploit a software bug, a configuration oversight, or even a weak password. The goal is to gain access, escalate privileges, or extract sensitive data. However, not all vulnerabilities will lead to successful exploitation. Sometimes a vulnerability might not be exploitable due to certain protective measures in place. That's why it's crucial to have a plan B and even a plan C. In essence, exploitation is like a game of chess. It's all about strategy, making the right moves, and anticipating your opponent's response. It's a delicate dance between finding a weak spot, exploiting it, and doing so without setting off alarms. Exploitation is where we see the results of our careful preparation as we gain access to the system. And remember, the end goal is to help create a safer, more secure digital world. After the thrill of exploitation comes the equally important post-exploitation and reporting phase. This phase is a blend of professionalism and stealth, a delicate balance between leaving no trace and making sure your findings are well documented. Post-exploitation is all about securing the system. It's the cleanup crew, the unsung heroes of the pen test. You've found the vulnerabilities, you've exploited them, and now it's time to lock the doors behind you. You patch up the holes you found, ensure the system is back to its optimal running condition, and make sure that no trace of your penetration test remains. This prevents malicious parties from exploiting the same vulnerabilities you've discovered, but with post-exploitation also comes the responsibility of reporting. This isn't just a simple rundown of what you did and what you found. It's a meticulous documentation of the entire process, from the initial recon to the final patch. It's about providing actionable insights and recommendations for improving the system's security. The report is your legacy, the tangible evidence of your skill and effort. It's important to remember that the goal of pen testing isn't just to find and exploit vulnerabilities, but to ultimately improve the system's security. The post-exploitation and reporting phase is your chance to leave the system safer than you found it. Post-exploitation and reporting close the loop, ensuring the system is safer and stronger for the future. So there you have it, the steps of exploitation preparation in pen testing. From the initial reconnaissance to the final post-exploitation reporting, each phase plays a pivotal role in the overall success of a pen test. It's like a well-orchestrated symphony, where every instrument contributes to the harmony. Each step, properly executed, strengthens your security posture, helping you stay one step ahead of the cyber threats. Remember, in the world of cybersecurity, preparation is not just key, it's the lock, the door, and the entire fortress.